Hi everyone, my name is Brianna with Survivors with Rhythm, and I'm reaching out to you today to offer you some advice on how to let go of control. In this case, when I say control, the first thing that comes to mind is your desire to try to control everything in your life to make sure that you avoid certain circumstances or you do what you can to try to have anything that you desire in life. But there's also the need to let go of things that are controlling you. In this case, this would be things like fear or a desire to get out of harsh circumstances or to get out of a bad relationship. But the problem with this is that's harder to see, and something I'm still working on myself, is getting yourself out of the mindset that you need to get out of these circumstances. Because when you do that, you're allowing these circumstances to control you with fear and anxiety, and they'll force you into making decisions that may not be serving you, that may not be the best decision for you or the path that you're meant to take at this time. For example, lately I have been struggling with wanting out of my current house situation because it's toxic. I don't get along with any of the people here. And when I was a kid growing up, I worked so hard to get out of this situation. And I've really been fighting myself because my mind keeps trying to hold me in a place of fear and be like, no, this is bad. You need to get out of this. If you don't, it'll only get worse. Stuff like that. And I had been considering moving back to the city I had lived in up until a few months ago. But I realized a while ago that I was allowing this desire to get out of this circumstance and my hatred of it to control what decisions I made. And so I've been fighting back and forth with myself on whether or not to move or to stay where I'm at and just try to stay calm and in my own inner world as much as possible until a pathway or a journey I'm meant to take comes along. And that's what I mean by letting go of things controlling you. Some other circumstances would be, for example, when I was in a dark place, I felt very limited by the fear of rape and assault happening again, or someone harassing me, which happened a lot, or being abused in some other way, shape, or form, like in the workplace or at home. And that's what I've been working to relinquish throughout this healing journey, is letting all of these harsh external circumstances control the decisions I make. So today, this is something I want you to think about, is if you truly are in control of your own life, are any external circumstances making you make decisions or shaping your decisions that you make that aren't necessarily good for you or the best option for you? I have decided to take a certain path, and that is why I have been fighting these feelings. And I'm glad I did, because I know that they are not for me. And I would not have left the city if I thought that I belonged there. And even though these circumstances for me are harsh and I am not happy here, I can create enough happiness within my own inner world and know my power strong enough that I am able to fight against the fear and anxiety that I have had control me for so long. And that is how I remain in my power and how I stay the leading lady in my own story. And what I recommend for you is to look back at your life and see if there are any fears or worries of something bad happening that are controlling the decisions that you're making, and see if there's anything that you can do to change your circumstances or to move yourself farther along the path that you are desiring to take. For me, it's more about getting out of my head and into my heart space, and that is where I find happiness. Today, I hope that I have given you at least some insight into how to change your mindset on control in external circumstances controlling you. Now, I mentioned the first thing about the desire for control in your own life, for you to try to control everything so certain things don't happen. This is very much the same thing, because what is actually happening are these circumstances that you're trying to avoid, or that you have already gone through that are similar to the situations you're trying to avoid, are what's actually controlling you. Because if you didn't have fear, you didn't have anxiety over these circumstances that had already happened, then you wouldn't be making decisions that try to avoid those circumstances. So again, just look back at your own life. I mentioned in the previous video to keep a journal and try to write down every single thing, every single thought, every single detail that you do every day, and go back and analyze that and see if there are any issues where you feel someone other than yourself or some other situation is controlling your decisions in some way. When you break free of this, you'll become that leading lady of your own life that you want to be, or leading man if you're a guy. And you'll find your strength that way. You'll find your power, and you'll find you'll be happier with your life without trying to fight for it. It'll come easier and it'll flow through. So again, my name is Brianna, and if you ever want to ask any questions or reach out to me, you're welcome to leave a comment below or reach out to me on any of the social media pages that are linked in the About section of this channel. Again, my name is Brianna, and welcome to Survivors with Rhythm.